Okay guys, hello. I'm back with a little bit of an update. You probably heard this about the issue with the matter with Shuai Peng that disappeared after she made the accusations against the former Chinese official, sexual abuse accusations, and then disappeared out of the public media, out of the tennis world. Hasn't been in contact with, hasn't had any connection, any contact, any communications with WTA, with the other tennis players. She is in China, and since then some statements and videos have been released in her behalf by the China administration, the China media, the media that's related with the China government. Well, basically that's all the Chinese media, because they're all related. Nothing is totally independent there. Anyway, moving on, this is the statement of Steve Simon, WTA chairman and CEO. By the way, if you want to see the details, chronological details and events, photos and videos about this whole thing, Shuai Peng's accusation, her disappearance out of the public eye, and all statements, you can, from the 2nd of November until about 25th, you can watch my video. You can watch it there in the corner in the annotation and see all the pretty interesting stuff. And one day ago, so I believe this was on the 1st of December, I think, statement by Steve Simon, WTA chairman and CEO. When on November 2nd, 2021, Peng Shuai posted an allegation of sexual assault against a top Chinese government official, the Women's Tennis Association recognized that Peng Shuai's message had to be listened to and taken seriously. The players of the WTA, not to mention women around the world, deserved nothing less. From that moment forward, Peng Shuai demonstrated the importance of speaking out, particularly when it comes to sexual assault and especially when powerful people are involved. As Peng said in her post, even if it is like an egg hitting a rock, or if I am like a moth drawn to the flame inviting self-destruction, I will tell the truth about you. She knew the dangers she would face, yet she went public anyway. I admire her strength and courage. Since then, Peng's message has been removed from the internet, and discussion of this serious issue has been censored in China. Chinese officials have been provided the opportunity to seize this censorship, verifiably prove that Peng is free and able to speak without interference or intimidation, and investigate the allegation of sexual assault in a full, fair and transparent manner. You will see in my video, guys, the decision that WTA has taken, a really severe one, related to the tennis world and their events. Just wait a little bit so I can read this whole statement, because it's really important. So they're demanding the Chinese officials to provide to cease censorship, to offer verifiable proof that Peng is free and able to speak without interference or intimidation, and to investigate the allegations of sexual assault in a full, fair, transparent manner. Unfortunately, the leadership in China has not addressed this very serious issue in any credible way. While we now know where Peng is, I have serious doubts that she is free, safe, and not subject to censorship, coercion, or intimidation. They say this because you will find out in my previous video, if you click on the upper right on that annotation, that info card, about some proof about Peng's actual state of being right now. But all of these so-called proofs were only given to us by the officials, by the state-controlled media in China. So, to continue this statement, the WTA has been clear on what is needed here, and we repeat our call for a full and transparent investigation without censorship into Peng Shuai's sexual assault accusation. None of this is acceptable, nor can it become acceptable. if powerful people can suppress the voices of women and sweep allegations of sexual assault under the rug, then the basis of which WTA was founded, equality for women, would suffer an immense setback. I will not and cannot let that happen to WTA and its players. As a result, and with the full support of the WTA Board of Directors, I am announcing the immediate suspension of all WTA tournaments in China, including Hong Kong. In good conscience, I don't see how I can ask our athletes to compete there when Peng Shuai is not allowed to communicate freely and has seemingly been pressured to contradict her allegation of sexual assault. Given the current state of affairs, I am also greatly concerned about the risks that all of our players and staff could face if we were to hold events in China in 2022. So this is the major decision that the WTA has taken, guys. As you could hear and see right here, they're announcing the immediate suspension of all WTA tournaments in China. A really huge thing, because there were like tens of millions, maybe. What am I saying? I'm pretty sure that there are over $100 million spinning around over all of these events in China. I believe there are 6 or 7 huge tennis events in China, WTA events. And the last paragraph here: I have been gratified by the massive amount of international support WTA has received for its position on this matter. To further protect Peng and many other women throughout the world, it is more urgent than ever for people to speak out. The WTA will do everything possible to protect its players. As we do so, I hope leaders around the world will continue to speak out so justice can be done for Peng and all women, no matter the financial ramifications. There's one more paragraph here. I very much regret it has come to this point. The tennis communities in China and Hong Kong are full of great people with whom we have worked for many years. They should be proud of their achievements, hospitality and success. However, unless China takes the steps we have asked for, we cannot put our players and staff at risk by holding events in China. China's leaders have left the WTA with no choice. I remain hopeful that our pleas will be heard and the Chinese authorities will take steps to legitimately address this issue. So, as you can see, guys, the WTA takes this huge decision to suspend all tournaments. And one more interesting thing, the EU gets involved in this. The EU, as you can see here, I'm on the eeas.europa.eu site, and statement by the spokesperson on the reappearance of Peng Shuai. This was released on the 30th of November. So the EU expresses its solidarity with Chinese tennis player Peng Shuai, who disappeared shortly after she had posted allegations of sexual assault on Chinese social media. Her recent public reappearance does not ease concerns about her safety and freedom. The EU, right here, the EU joins growing international demands, including by sport professionals, for assurances that she is free and not under threat. In this spirit, the EU requests the Chinese government to provide verifiable proof of Peng Shuai's safety, well-being and whereabouts. The EU urges the Chinese authorities to conduct a full, fair and transparent investigation into her allegations of sexual assault. The EU strongly opposes the use of the practice of enforced disappearance and arbitrary detention, especially through the instrument of residential surveillance at a designated location, and calls upon China to comply with its human rights obligations under national and international law. This comes from the European Union, this EEAS, European Union External Action Service. This is the site, and you can see up there in the upper right corner some photos, very interesting photos about this whole matter, this whole Shuai Peng situation, with the censorship, with the messages from her, but provided to us and to the WTA by the Chinese media, affiliated, state affiliated media, as they call it on the Twitter. Click in that upper right info card or in the description below to see my other video with all the events, photos, interesting photos that they released, in order to convince us that Shuai Peng is perfectly okay and that nothing is wrong. Tell me what you think, guys, below. Cheers.